Hello. Where is everybody? Whoa! Just joking. Hi, everyone. My name is Mr. Jenkins. I'm Dustin Jenkins. I'm your son or daughter's math teacher. So we're just going to dive a little bit about myself and then some ways you can help your son or daughter at home, and then just show you a little experience of what Google Classroom looks like for them. Okay? Um, so let's go ahead now and just talk about me really quickly. This is my 11th year of teaching, believe it or not. I taught a few years in San Diego Unified, San Marcos Unified, Poway Unified, which is where I grew up. And then I saw the school being built of Pacific Trails off the freeway, and I was lucky enough to get a job here. So it's actually my 5th year teaching at Pacific Trails, and I've taught Math B every single year. So my degree's actually in psychology, where I got that at San Diego State. I also got my teaching degree in mathematics there, and I recently, hasn't been recently anymore, about 4 or 5 years ago, I actually got my master's in education with an emphasis in technology. And just for myself, you can see here's a picture of my wife and I. We've been married for 8 years, and we got a little girl here, and we got baby number 2 on the way. Okay. Some reasons why I like working in middle school so much is my interest usually aligns with theirs. So really big into traveling, sports, basketball is my favorite. Snowboard, I like Comic-Con, I like photography, I like video games, all the Marvel DC stuff. So I have a lot to relate to with your son or daughter. So it's really fun there. Just a little overview of the course. We have 7 modules, which we'll be going over through the course of the year. The first semester is about the first 3.5, and then we finish the rest second semester. So hopefully sooner or later we can do this in person, but in the meantime, we have all this material online as well, okay? So homework and classwork, they're going to be 10 points for homework and 5 points for notes. I really want to encourage students to come see me anytime they can where they don't understand their homework or their notes. Notes are always due at the end of the class, and the reason why I have students submit their notes is since we're doing distance learning, I don't always get to see over their shoulder. I don't always get to see their work, so it's just a way to make sure they're always fully engaged, okay? And then the homework is always due the following block day, so the students will always be given, I see them on Monday, they'll get their homework on Monday, and then it's not due till Thursday. And if I sign on Thursday, not due till Monday, so on and so forth. During every module, there's going to be usually one quiz and one test. First module, I'm not assigning a quiz, but there will be a test at the end of every module for sure. They can also drop their lowest quiz. Due to distance learning, they may get one normal quiz of how it would look like traditionally during the year, or I might take that quiz and break it up into mini sections throughout the week. So at the end of the week, they'll have a quiz that's due the following Monday or Tuesday. I understand math can be challenging, so I always want to be there for my students. So in this math class, I've actually created I've created instructional videos based off the homework. Sometimes students are in the class and they don't fully they get it, but then when they go home to do their homework, it's a little challenging. So I made a little website to help go over a selected amount of homework problems. So there's always that to get support. Easiest way to get support too is also email me. If you don't understand something or you need to schedule some time, you're more than welcome to email me at the email below. And then finally, every day except Wednesday, I'm available from 2 to 2:50 to basically have office hours or tutorial or homeroom, whatever you want to call it, where I sit and work with students. Usually it's a smaller group setting, not a lot of people come, so it's a great opportunity to come talk to me after class. And usually if you just sit and open your homework, we go over through most of the problems together. So it's a great opportunity to do that. I want you to realize this is the breakdown of the grades this year. So homework's worth a little bit more usually than usual just because of how the school year is structured. I want to put value in the homework as well as the assessments. So homework, classwork, little projects we do, any little activities we do in class, those are going to be 40% of the overall grade, where assessments, those are going to be 60 points of the overall grade. Tests are usually about 100 points. Quizzes are usually about 50. That might change if we do those mini quizzes, but they'll add up to 50 points throughout the module, and that will make up the 60% of the grade. There'll be several mini quizzes throughout the module and one test at the end of each module. There'll also be at least one group quiz and one group test this year. So usually the group test is the first semester And depending on how it goes with distance learning, if we're not back, we may or may not have a group quiz the following. And then I always drop the lowest quiz first semester, during the first semester. So there's a lot of information there, but there's a few things that I want to make sure we understand. Is the first thing is, how does your son or daughter get support if I'm not there? So if we just go to Pacific Trails website, first cool thing, you get to see my classroom. So here's the classroom. Wish we could be there in person. But if you just click on departments, and then we scroll on down to math department, and just find me Mr. Jenkins right in the middle, you'll see my webpage. This webpage is a great amount of resources. So the first thing up in the tab, if you just click Mr. Jenkins, if you're ever wondering what we are doing in class or what the homework is, parents can always access it without going to Google Classroom by just clicking on the daily schedule. We break it up by modules, so when I click on this, you can see exactly what we're doing each day right here and what the homework. This is the day it's assigned. Remember, it's due the following block day. Okay, so we'll just go over here. It says the homework problems, and it's going to be doing the following block day. Okay. Also up here, it's the homework module packets, as well as homework solutions and instructional videos here. So also on my website, those instructional videos that are also on the daily schedule can also be found here on my website by just clicking on the module Math B. So if you click on here, the instructional videos, I have broken down for the first 6 modules instructional videos. So if you click on any one of these, so if you just click on 1.1F, it will bring up a YouTube video, and I try to keep it between 5 and 10 minutes. 5 and 10 minutes, and it's literally just me going over homework problems that I would find students may struggle on. So you can just see this as it plays right there. It's a great resource. Like I said, these are problems from their homework. It's not meant to take over the lesson that I taught, like, oh, I don't need to go to the lesson, I can just watch this video. It's more so meant as a supplemental material after seeing the video. Okay. And the last thing I want to show you guys is basically what it looks like for your students. So every time they log in, they'll have this, and this is the stream. It's basically whatever I post, this is what comes in chronological order with the most recent item up top. Most important thing here is classwork. When they click there, they'll have the Module 1 notes as well as the homework that is due. So when you look at the notes, when we click on this, it'll have a PDF of the lesson notes, and this is where they would upload to make sure they get their the credit for the day. I also, under Module 1 materials, your students have access to the daily schedule. They'll have access to a blank packet of the notes, a blank packet of the homework problems, an answer key to the homework problems, and completed notes. This is really important if your son or daughter misses the notes. They can always come on here, and then when they scroll on down, every notes that I take on the PDF will appear here in this section. So one more time, under Module 1 Math Materials, it is here. Similar idea, when we click on the homework assignment with selected problems, it'll just say what homeworks with a copy of the notes there, the answer key, and a link to my instructional videos. So it should be, I'm trying to condense everything so they don't have to go a million places, but it's there. Finally, the way I take attendance in my class is all they need to do is click on this link. It just says the date. I don't write a question. Students will pick a random question, like, what are we doing this weekend? We had a funny one, what's the strangest food you ever met? Or strangest food you ever ate? And they click on it and they just answer it. We get to learn more about our classmates as well as see who is here and who is not here. So for whatever reason, if your son or daughter did not answer this question, and I didn't see them in the chat, or they weren't an active participant and they didn't upload the notes, that would be an assumption that they weren't there in class today. So really quickly, guys, I just want you to know that I'm really here for your son or daughter. I absolutely love teaching. I love helping my students in any way I can. So please, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me, and I'll be more than happy to help them out. Well, I look forward to a great year, and thank you for watching.